Guys, if you're really sick and tired of how things are and worried about how bad it will continue to get, can't wait around hoping that a bigger YouTuber will eventually cover a topic that needs covering, or spark some change, that spark has to come from you. Okay, because if you haven't noticed yet, most of these YouTubers are essentially circle jerking the same exact fucking news that's currently trending. It's like the most influential or popular YouTuber covers something, and then one by one, everyone else gets in line to fucking pick at the bones of that same exact topic. Combine that with the fact, it seems like with each passing day, YouTube's putting out more guidelines and just tightening up that vice grip. People are scared to death that they're going to lose their channels for saying the wrong thing, or let's just say most of them aren't going to spark any change. Most of these bigger YouTubers just take turns covering it after it had already has happened. You have to be the motherfucking spark. If you don't have a channel, I recommend that you make one. Why should I bother? I'll never get big is not the first thing that should be popping into your head. What you should be thinking is, what can I do to help change things? What can I say to help enlighten others? I thought after all the things that we uncovered together, I would have thought one of these motherfuckers would have pulled up by now, put it all together in a nice package, and put these really nasty people on blast in an attempt to make sure that it doesn't continue to happen over and over and over again anytime we spend $60 fucking plus for a video game. Because I assure you, companies that have a tendency to make shitty video games are going to take a look at this and see how Deep Silver and Volition has chosen to respond to criticism and might follow suit. And we just can't have that. We can't have these motherfuckers comparing gamers to terrorists. Let's just think about the audacity. They got this flag in their profile while making light of terrorism. It's obscene. I know. If this would have been any other company that did 10% of this fucking bullshit, forget about it. They'd be setting up the guillotine in the town square by now. Well, maybe some of these bigger YouTubers just aren't aware of the situation. Well, I know for a fact that some, somewhat bigger channels are completely aware of this situation. They have retweeted some of my tweets in the past. I know that some of you have been begging them to pick up on these topics, and it is what it is. Don't depend on them. Depend on yourself. Depend on each other. And don't let this one go, man. Because that's how it always works. It's like something happens, everyone gets pissed off, a week later, people forget about it. Until it happens again. No, you have to see this shit through. Does that mean you have to dedicate your entire life? No. But that doesn't mean you can't take the time to fucking write a tweet or retweet someone else, for God's sake, right? Make a 10-second video or whatever. I hate the way this society is structured. I hate that certain people wield the influence only to use it to shill and enrich themselves. I hate how some of these motherfuckers that you have empowered switch up after hitting a certain amount of subscribers. Thanks, guys. I'll take it from here. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. That's the way it works, and we'll never be able to change that. However, with something like this, you have all the power to change something. Strength in numbers. And if everyone just took a moment out of their day to make a video or write something to these companies, I guarantee things would start to change. The audacity of threatening legal action over some dude who's obviously trolling. Meanwhile, almost on a daily basis, they are out here trying to assassinate our character, slandering us, accusing us of being all these fucking crazy things because we just don't like the video game. It's absurd. That needs to change. We can't stay on this trajectory. I keep seeing people trying to justify it because people give the developers a hard time. Let me tell you something. If I'm treating people like this after I gave a customer something they're unhappy with, I'm gonna catch hell as well. If I charge people money for something and they feel ripped off and then I'm comparing them to terrorists because they're complaining about it, yeah, I'm more than likely gonna catch hell. Because that's reality. But because some of these developers have been clearly living in a bubble, protected from any real-world consequence, they think it's okay to get on this way. They think they can virtual signal and harass your negative critique into submission. They poke and insult and they fucking do all these things, and once you react, they pull the victim card. They shoot a signal flare for backup, and the next thing you know, you got all these fucking weirdos dogpiling on top of you. Don't take my word for it. It's all out there, putting conspiracy theories out in the wild that all of the reviewers are somehow in cahoots and against Saints Row. This Steph lady, in my opinion, is burnt out from this industry, and she needs a change, okay? That's just my opinion. To me, it's clear that she resents gamers. Any chance she gets, she's putting them down. Very antagonistic, and is always involved in some sort of drama or she's creating it. This is a person that's in one of their management positions. Is it a huge shocker that Saints Row Reboot came out the way it did? After everything we have seen, I think that mystery is solved. Management is awful, and they continue to set bad example after bad example. I hate telling people what to do. However, if the same people that are complaining about this go out and buy Dead Island 2, no lessons are learned here. Nothing changes. They're going to see that we're a bunch of suckers who will just take anything, take all their punishment, take all their fucking insults, and still give them our money.